What does V'Ger want with the Creator?
To join with him.
To join with the Creator. How?
V'Ger and the Creator will become one.
And who is the Creator?
The Creator is that which created V'Ger.
Who is V'Ger?
V'Ger is that which seeks the Creator.
How's it going out there, everyone? Hope we all are having a good day. I love fans. Fans, not just of Star Trek, of any franchise, any musical group. They come up with the most outrageous, sometimes interesting, but then again at the same time, some of the most insane ideas and theories that have ever come out. Right now, we're going to be talking about a fan theory that apparently has been out there for over 30 years. 30 years. And it's just, in my opinion, it's absolutely insane, this theory. When you consider that there's plenty of evidence out there to debunk it, but nope, 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 nope. God bless the fans. They are so desperate, so in need of trying to connect characters, things, and events that absolutely have nothing to do with each other. But rather than rambling on, let me get right to the point of what I'm trying to say here.
Ilea. The sensor must contain some special meaning. I must try to mind meld with it.
All right, check this out. This is coming from CBR. Star Trek fans believe V'Ger created the Borg. So not only are they saying that V'Ger created the Borg, but they're also of the belief that Spock, because of his mind meld with the Ilea sensor, that he inspired V'Ger to create the Borg, and that Spock and V'Ger are responsible for all the destruction, all the death, all the mayhem that has existed in the Borg history.
I don't like that. I don't think I ever did, and now I'm sure.
Love fans and their theories here, but this is just pure nonsense. The idea that V'Ger, because of a mind meld with the Ilea probe sensor with Spock, gave V'Ger the idea to blend humanity or organic life forms with machines. And here's the problem with the theory. It's the time gap that's the problem. We're talking some 80-something years after the V'Ger probe encounter with the original crew of the Enterprise, to Q throwing the Enterprise D into the path of the cube. It is a ridiculous theory because you're trying to tell me that the Borg were able to conquer the Delta Quadrant and various other sectors of space in less than 50 years? I say 50 years because it probably took quite a little time for them, or the Borg, if we're going with this time frame, to develop the technology, build up all these ships and cubes, and just start assimilating worlds and technology. That theory doesn't wash.
They're made up of organic and artificial life, which has been developing for thousands of centuries.
They're not interested in political conquest, wealth, or power as you know it. They're simply interested in your ship, its technology. They've identified it as something they can consume.
Okay, so now that we have established that this fan theory is just pure fiction, it's a simple question that needs to be asked there is why? Why are fans so desperate to try to connect every single franchise, or rather every single series connected to that franchise, to something that happens in another series? Why is it so important for them to have this type of connection that just doesn't make any sense?
You know, it's ironic. When man was killing these creatures, he was destroying his own future.
Fan theories are definitely quite interesting. I did a video a couple of years ago on Star Trek IV, and the theory was that Kirk was the reason that the whales went extinct at the beginning of the movie. The theory was that because the probe was destroying the Earth and the Klingon ship went back in time to bring George and Gracie forward, that because the George and Gracie were missing from the 80s, it somehow helped expedite the annihilation of the humpback race, which has got to be one of the most ridiculous theories that I had ever heard. Well, the sad thing about it is you don't even need to have fan theory to destroy the history of Star Trek. No, all you need to do is have a man like Alec Kurtzman with a political agenda to come along and place characters outside their normal place in history in the Star Trek universe to change things all around. They messed up Khan's history, they messed up Spock's, they messed up everyone's history in Star Trek.
I have successfully penetrated the next chamber of the alien's interior, and I'm witnessing some sort of dimensional image which I believe to be a representation of V'Ger's home planet.
Now, going back to V'Ger for a moment, when Spock was traveling through the inner mechanisms of V'Ger, the inner workings of V'Ger, he discovered all these images of places that V'Ger had been. He even made reference that there were moons and galaxies all stored there, which would make sense when you consider that the V'Ger probe was lost in the 70s, and it took 2 to 3 centuries for it to make its way back to Earth.
Joining with its creator might accomplish that.
You mean this machine wants to physically join with a human? Is that possible?
Let's find out.
So that's where this theory came from. The whole idea behind it. First, there's Spock's mind meld with V'Ger, and then, of course, the idea that V'Ger wants to merge with a human being, capture God. And the concept, or the premise behind this, is that they wanted to make you believe that because Decker merged with V'Ger, it allowed him the idea of creating the Borg. But you know the problem with the theory, as I pointed out before in the previous clips, the Borg have been around for thousands of years. But here's the other part of the theory that just doesn't work. V'Ger destroyed itself, or became a higher level of consciousness. The point is that there was no way that V'Ger could ever have gone to create the Borg. It's not possible, and the fan theory is debunked. As I said at the beginning of the video, I do enjoy a good fan theory. They're entertaining. But at the same time, some fan theories, like the Whales and Kirk, and V'Ger and Spock, they just don't work, and they make no sense, and I still ask the same question. Why are people so desperate to connect characters and historical events that have been established? Why are they so desperate to connect these people to events that they weren't even involved with? Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Drop those comments below and let me know. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.